I'm going to show a really quick and easy tutorial on how to do really sparkly glitter nails. Now, if you've ever bought glitter nail polish, you know that you have to do a bunch of coats before you can get a really full-on glitter look. But I'm going to show you a really cheap way to do it without having to use glitter nail polish. You just need clear nail polish and some glitter. That's it. And I get it from the dollar store. I've tried different kinds, and I would recommend the super fine glitter that you can buy at different places. Here it was $1.50. I got several. You get 6 packs. Each pack you can just pull off. And one pack would be what I would put in one of these plastic containers, and that's how I use it to dip my fingernails in. And they have tons of colors, really cheap. I've tried this kind, the craft glitter, that's fine. But the one thing I don't like about these is that it's more dye than anything, so when you put it on your nails and then take it off, you'll get a lot of dye around your fingers, red dyes and things like that. So I kind of prefer these, the really fine ones, better because it's not as messy, it doesn't dye my skin. So I'm going to use this one, that's this brand, I don't know, Forever in Time, one of those scrapbooking fine glitter. And all you do is take your clear nail polish. This is the Sally Hansen Clear Insta Dry. And I like this because it's pretty thick. And you're going to get a nice coat. Now, before I put this clear on, I already have a base coat, and I think that's pretty important. Just, again, if there's any dyes, it can protect your nail. And I just kind of shift the glitter and then roll my thumb in gently. And you're going to have a bunch of glitter stuck around you from clinging on because of static. But I just kind of flick it, get the glitter off. Sometimes I use a paintbrush, a fine paintbrush, to kind of brush it off, but you can just use your fingers. And it's pretty stuck on there by now, so I can just brush over and kind of push on it. And I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. Now my other nails I've already done, they're dry. These two, if it looks a little different, they look a little darker. I've already put a top coat on. It does dampen the color, it makes it look a little kind of wet almost. This is without the top coat. If you don't want to do a top coat, you don't have to. It just depends on how long you want the nail polish to last. So I've had my toes in glitter like this, and it lasted for 3 weeks without chipping. So it's a really long-lasting polish. Here, you know, if you didn't, it would probably slowly get off and probably get all over the place. So if you don't mind having glitter everywhere, then you don't need a top coat. But I prefer the top coats. A couple polishes, and I'll go ahead and do these two, really does the trick. And here I put it on heavy so I'm not dragging the glitter off. And as it dries, it's going to absorb a little bit underneath the top of the glitter. And so I think that's why you get this kind of more wet looking top. Here I'll put a third coat on this one. And the more coats you put on, the more glossy it's going to look. And maybe not soak in as much. Okay, put a coat on this one. I'm getting a little sloppy, but that's alright. And then I'll go around and I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. You can use, you know, different tools to do that. You can wash your hands after it's dry and it'll get the little glitter pieces off that are kind of just stuck on your finger. But that's basically it. Now there's one other thing you can do if you want a different look. There's polishes like this by L'Oreal. It's actually a glitter top coat, which I think is pretty neat. So after you do this, if you wanted to add another dimension, maybe a different color, you could come back with the gold top coat and just put a little bit of gold sparkle on top. Looks very festive for Christmas, but that'll also be a top coat. Like that. So really cheap, lots of things you can do with it. I prefer it on my toes. I think it looks really nice. And tons of colors. And so just go wild and experiment with it and have fun.